Hello there. Happy Vlogmas Day 20. Oh my gosh, we're getting towards the end. It is about 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm sure I put pictures in of my progress on my socks earlier today, and I did actually just spin one day's worth of fiber when I was out there with my hubby when he was eating lunch. Well, I ate lunch too, but then I stayed out there and spun. I did not take a picture of that yet. I'm probably about a week behind on that. I haven't even opened the last couple of days just because I figured there's no reason to open them since I've got about 4 or 5 of them left to spin first. But I'm going to catch up. It won't be a problem. Anyway, I have seriously had a technology frustrating day. I was setting about editing and processing yesterday's Vlogmas when my computer decided to just say, no. It froze right as I was getting towards the end of the editing. I hadn't saved the project yet, and so when I ended up having to shut the whole computer down and reboot it, I was really hoping that it would recover it, and it did, thankfully, except for like the last couple of things I had done. So I was able to finish that up, and it is it's on its second pass. I'm looking at the computer over there. It's on its second pass processing now. So hopefully within the hour I will have it uploaded, but it's definitely going up later than usual. Meanwhile, while I was waiting for all this computer stuff to do its thing, which was probably over 2 hours before I could get it turned back on, something must have updated. I don't know what, but inevitably, when I have problems like this, it's because something has updated and just borked everything up. Anyway, while I was waiting for that, besides having lunch, I decided to start doing something productive in here in the bedroom. And I really needed to go through this piece of furniture here, which is my wardrobe kind of piece of furniture that I keep all of my clothes in, other than what is in my half of the closet, like the hanging clothes, and I have some storage in there too. So I just got like all of my cold weather clothes out, a month and a half ago maybe. And I usually go through everything and organize it neatly at that point. I don't know what happened since then though. It's like a band of burrowing animals took up residence in there because everything was really messy. So I thought I just need to start over. I have pulled all my clothes out and I'm reorganizing, which is good because I really wanted to figure out a better way to house my sweaters and my shawls and other knitted accessories. You may remember too that I mentioned, probably over a week now ago, that I had pulled out 2 bins. Here, let's see if I can show them to you. Those bins there. I had pulled those out of my closet because I had not gotten my accessories out, my ones that I tend to wear more in the winter. I always have some small, like cowls and hats and things that I can wear, like if I'm paddling or whatever when it's chilly. But I had never really switched out for my bigger shawls and things like that, other than the ones that are always out. So I'm going to go through those today too. But I thought I would take you along on this journey because it's day 20 of Vlogmas and I'm running out of exciting content. Although I'm sure I could take you downstairs and Bill would be happy to talk more motorcycle stuff with you, but I'll give you a break on that. Yeah, I just thought I would share both my storage plan and my knitwear that I have, if you're interested. Okay, so this is my wardrobe. Lovely image there of me in my tights. These are really short, and I have shorty socks on, so that's just an adorable look. But anyway, all right, so we'll start over here. So this part of my wardrobe, this is jammies. This is sort of exercise and outdoorsy clothes. That is longer sleeved tops that are actually nicer tops that I would wear like when Bill and I would go out to concerts or stuff. Obviously, they aren't getting a lot of use. In fact, I purged, well, I didn't purge them, but I took a bunch out of here that I ordinarily would have that I'm just not using this year. So that's why there's actually an empty spot here. And this is also some like commercial lightweight cardigans that I do wear from time to time. So that's what's there. This spot I'm going to reserve for like hats and scarves and knits and like small knitwear items. So that's what's going to go up there. Sorry for the graininess, but the lighting in here is always terrible. All right, going down here, I'm not going to grace you with my underwear drawer. This is my underwear and like sports socks, and my masks are in here. This drawer is bras and just other assorted oddities. And then this drawer down here is my hand knit socks. And there are gaps in here because I have a whole lot of them hanging up downstairs right now. I had just washed them. There's also some heavier socks, like those are fleecy socks that I wear when I'm paddling and it's cold. That's actually a pair of boot toppers. But anyway, that's actually looking fairly neat right now, with a few exceptions. But oh, actually the other sock of this mate is over in the other room because that's my sugar cookie sock. So I think the other one's probably still on the sock blocker from when I was using it for shop listings. Okay, so that's all those drawers. Then down here, this is all pants. This used to be my sweater drawer, but I've actually gotten to the point where I've gotten more hand knit sweaters than will fit in here well, and I don't want them to snag because this is sort of a shallow drawer, and they'll snag on the top of that thing when they go in there. So honestly, right now, this is a lot of leggings. There are actually jeans in this pile over here. I don't wear jeans very often, though. I'm at home all the time anymore, and leggings are just comfortable. Can I get an amen on that? So, this drawer is also kind of persnickety, and sometimes it likes to pop open, and then you walk into it. Right now, it looks like it's behaving. Okay, then we get over here. So this shelf, these are all t-shirts. This is all my short sleeve t-shirts. It's probably about half the number of t-shirts that I actually own, but I put a bunch of them away whenever I was switching my seasonal clothes out. I always leave t-shirts out because that's usually what I wear when I work. Side has all of my long-sleeved jerseys, like long-sleeve t-shirts, long-sleeve like lightweight hoodies, and then I have this smaller stack of lightweight commercial knit tops that I just didn't really have anywhere else to go with, and I did not want to put them over there in that spot because I want that spot for my scarves and stuff and hats. So that leaves these two big compartments that are going to be for sweaters and larger shawls and bigger things. Okay, let's talk about sweaters. I have a fair number of sweaters now. I didn't always, but I have been knitting more sweaters in recent years. So let's go through sweaters. Some of these will be familiar to you because you've probably seen them on the podcast, and I'm just going to put them away as I go here. So this one is my Felix cardigan, which I just made recently. This is the one with the pretty lace raglans on it. So that one definitely gets a good bit of wear. This is almost the same color. This is a very lighter weight cardigan. This was the Nantucket Red. It's a Thea Coleman pattern. I made this probably 10 years ago, maybe at this point. I like it. It's seen better days. It's almost a little bit felted. This was actually, what was this? Tweed, silky tweed. But I've thrown it in the washer and dryer a few too many times, maybe. But I like it. It's lightweight, and I do still wear it. This is my arboreal, which I also made. I think I finished it early 2019. I haven't gotten a lot of wear out of it. Number one, I find I really like it. I love the yarn, but my steek was really bulky on this, and right across here it seems especially bulky. Plus, it's a little too big for me at this point because I've lost weight since I made it. So when I've been wearing it, I've actually been crossing the top, the one front over the other, and putting a shawl pin in to hold it shut. It works okay that way. It's not perfect. And I'm kind of sad that it doesn't fit me better than it does, but I'll wear it. I mean, I have been wearing it a little bit. This is the one that you've seen me wear a million times, probably during Vlogmas. This is my antler cardigan, which I love. There's nothing else around it. It's got pills all over it. It really needs to be defuzzed, but yeah, I wear this probably more than any other sweater I own. And lastly for cardigans is my Hero cardigan, which I made out of Letlopi a few years ago. I do really love this sweater. It's also a little more oversized than it needs to be, but it works with this one. It's very kind of, it's almost like an A-line, the way it hangs on me, and it's really warm. I love this sweater. I wear it more and more as time goes on, to tell you the truth. This is probably my second most worn cardigan, hand knit cardigan. Yeah, I really enjoy that one. So, pullovers, I'm wearing one of them. So this was one made out of a Serendipity sweater set of mine. That was actually the original Serendipity sweater set. And here's another one that I did. This was the ladies' classic raglan pullover that I just incorporated all the different skeins into. This is my lineage pullover that was also done with one of those sets. This one I mixed them up throughout the way the pattern works. So this one I really like. I haven't gotten a lot of wear out of this one because I just finished this one, I want to say last year, and it was a show sample and I wasn't really wearing it at that time. But it'll get more wear. Here is my owl pullover. My Owls by Kate Davies. I knit this years and years ago. My poor owls still only have one full set of eyes and one other eye. Say he's winking. Every year I pull this out and I say I am going to put the rest of the buttons on for the eyes, and I still haven't done it. There's always hope. I like this sweater. It's a bulkier weight sweater. I made it out of Cascade Eco Plus. But it's fitted. I did waist shaping the way the pattern called for, and I kind of wish I hadn't because it fits me a little more fitted than I would like it to. Even having lost weight since I made it, I still tend to carry my weight right in through my tummy area, like upper tummy, and so that fitted nature of that sweater isn't awesome on me, but I still like the sweater and I do still wear it. It has to be quite cold for me to wear it though, because it's a pretty warm sweater. This one, I love this sweater. I made this 2 years ago. I made it mainly as a show sample, but I do wear it from time to time. I'm totally blanking on the name. Everyone and their uncle has made one of these. I was selling kits for these, and I just can't come up with the name, and I meant to look it up before I started. I will put it down here. You know what it is. Everybody knows what it is. Why can I not remember the name of this? It's ridiculous. I did make it a little longer than the pattern had called for because I don't really do cropped sweaters. Next up, this one I actually just wore recently on the podcast, I think. This is my Francis pullover. Francis Revisited, I don't remember. It's another really warm sweater. It was made out of Nashua woolly stripes, which is a really woolly wool, and it's pretty and I like it. It's just very warm, especially with this big doubled over cowl neckline. I made quite a few modifications to this one, and I have never woven any ends, or I've missed a few ends or something, and every time I put it on I think, I should probably weave those in. I think my original plan was I wanted to add about an inch to the body, and I couldn't find the extra yarn at the time, and I have since found it. I know where it's at. I've just never ripped it out to make it longer. I think if I made it longer I would actually get more wear out of it. I also think if I took this cowl neck off of it and did a different neckline I would also get more wear out of it, but that is a project for another time. I don't really anticipate doing that right now. And then lastly is my C-Mark pullover, which again, this was a show sample that went to one show this year, and then there were no more shows. It also turned out quite large. That was on me. I screwed that up. But honestly, I love how it fits. It's a very boxy sweater on me, which is not how the pattern's written, but I really enjoy it. I've been wearing it quite a bit. As it's gotten colder, and this is made out of my Ridgetop DK weight base, so it's a non-superwash, so it's really nice and warm, and I love doing the cables. And this neckline is actually nice. Actually, this kind of a neckline would be great on that other sweater that I just showed you. Maybe I'll have to think about that. So those are the sweaters in my wardrobe right now. Okay, I've got a stack of shawls here that I'm going to show you real quick. And I've got more shawls in those bins. So we're going to just go through shawls real quick. Probably not going to give you a whole ton of details on any of them. This is interesting. I've got a shawl pin in this one. Hang on. But I'm just going to show them to you. This one I love. This one I knit years ago. I don't remember the yarn. All of these are on project pages on Ravelry though. This is Age of Brass and Steam. I love it because it's super big, it's long, it's an elongated triangle. I take this one camping with me anytime we go camping. I love this because it's a little bit of extra warmth that I can wrap up in at night. So I don't always have it out like in my wardrobe to use because I do tend to use it more when we're camping, but I've been using it this winter, so I'm going to leave it out. This is actually one of my own designs. I had designed this a long time ago. It's called Ridgelines. It was a commercial yarn. I don't remember what that was either. It's small, but I've been wearing it lately as, you know, kerchief style. It's perfect for that, so I'll leave that out, and that will probably go, well, it might go up in that one shelf that's small. I'm going to separate my large shells and small shawls. This one, again, you've seen me wearing this almost every day at some point in Vlogmas. This is my Hedge Witch shawl. I absolutely adore this shawl. It is, besides this one, it is probably the most favorite shawl that I own, that I've made. And it's another one that's made out of my Ridgetop yarn. I don't ever know quite how to store shawls. I know some people hang them up on hangers. I don't have enough hanging space to do that, so I just sort of fold them like this as neatly as I can. This is a triangular shawl that I crocheted earlier this year out of a whole bunch of leftovers. I don't remember the name of the pattern. I think it was the half granny square triangle shawl. It's so much fun. I haven't actually worn it a lot. I don't know why, because it is really nice and warm and it's big. I think it's because it's a regular triangle. It's not an elongated triangle. I tend to prefer the elongated ones more, but it's a nice shawl and it was great for using up a lot of DK and worsted weight scraps. This, I can never remember the name. It's either just around the bend or right around the corner, because I've done two different shawls with both of those names and I can never remember which one is which. This is a really weird shaped shawl, and I knit this using my minis that I spun from the very first holiday countdown sets that I dyed the first year. I love the yarn. I love how it knit up. I love this patterning, this striping, but it's been a really hard shawl to wear because it's just such an odd shape. I mean, I can do this and it's really nice and warm. This way it's just all bunched up, and this is probably the way I wear it the most, if I wear it at all. So I can go outside with like a woolly sweater on if I'm doing things, but it's not super practical. Just the shape is strange, but I like it and I love the yarn with it. This one is another one that I did out of leftovers. I made an afghan using all of these yarns at one point in time, and then I took a bunch of the leftovers and just did this. It's an elongated triangle. It's my own shawl recipe, which I keep meaning to write up and I just never have, because you can do so many modifications with it. This one I did all in garter stitch, so I like it. This is one I often wrap up in when I'm sitting in bed in the evening just to keep warm. I would say this is sort of a medium-sized shawl. Then we've got this one, which again is big and I like it. I don't remember the name of it. This was a kit, and this is the only project I've ever done in entrelac. Entrelac? Yes, entrelac. where you're working these little squares back and forth, and you have to kind of learn how to knit backwards in order to not be constantly switching the piece back and forth. It was a lot of fun. I don't remember the name of the yarn. Again, it was in a kit, and I used all the yarn from that, and I really loved the colors. I really like this this drop stitch edging that's on it. This was actually the first shawl that I brought up here when Bill and I were dating, and I was spending a lot more time up here because it was very cold. It was in the winter, and so this was the first shawl to take up residence here at the mountain house. I just left it here and wore it a lot. Okay, then, do I have others here? Oh, here. This shawl I also just had on, I think I had it on in a podcast recently, and now I'm blanking on the name of it. It's a Kirsten Kapoor pattern though, I'm pretty sure. And it's another one that's a nice elongated triangle. And this was some Madeline Tosh yarn. This might be the only project I had ever done out of Madeline Tosh. And I did this years and years ago. It was a project, it was a Camp Loopy project, and that was when they were still in St. Louis. So it's been quite a while since I've made this shawl. Weirdly, I hadn't worn it a lot, but I pulled it out this year because it's nice and heavy. It's a worsted weight project, and I really like the heavier weight shawls these days.